So, The Frontrunner is now in theaters and stars Hugh Jackman as Gary Hart, who would have been president in 1988. But there was a scandal that came upon him, and this is the story about him. This is a film directed by Jason Reitman, who also directed Tully, which came out this year. So it's interesting to see him directing two films in 1 year. And he's actually a director that I've been meaning to do worst to best list in terms of like what I've been doing. For those of you who don't know, that follow my channel, I should say, I do lists where I'm ranking directors' films. Jason Reitman is on my list for doing that. But besides the point, this is a film about Gary Hart, and it's a film that is very well acted from Hugh Jackman. J.K. Simmons gets a couple cool scenes. Vera Farmiga doesn't really get much, but she's still good, with what she's given. Some of the dialogue is really interesting. I liked the newspaper aspects, the whole moral ambiguity of what it is that, people want versus what it is that people, actually find wrong, especially when looking at a president. And I found that interesting because it seems like a lot's changed in the last 30 years, and it's just something interesting that they brought up. The thing, though, is that this film is a waste of potential. It's well acted for sure. Its messages are kind of interesting. It goes by fast for the most part, but there really isn't a lot of meat. Like, this is a film that it's like the equivalent of being told that you're getting a bunch of chicken wings, and instead of getting a bunch of chicken wings, you're getting like bones with a little bit of chicken on it. It's like, you asked for chicken wings, so you want more. And I just feel as though The Frontrunner easily could have been more of an Oscar contender if it had actually had more meat to the bones of it. But unfortunately, I think that they wasted a lot of potential. They could have gone more into it on everything. Again, it's not to say it's a bad film. It's just a film that wasted its potential. It's also not really fleshed out that much at all. Like, you don't really get to know any of the characters. Even Gary Hart, Hugh Jackman does a great job. You don't really get to know him. And the ending just kind of feels like very underwhelming. Probably because you don't really get to know the characters or care that much about them, unfortunately. There's also a bit of padding. I'd say in the middle it kind of drags. Don't get me wrong, it's fast-paced for the most part, but it does drag a bit. The Frontrunner, by no means is it a bad film. As I said, it's well acted, its messages and heart are in the right place. It just doesn't really fully go for it. And, for me personally, I wish it did, but it didn't. And because of that, The Frontrunner for me, I give it a 3.25 out of 5-star rating, which gets the old Frank's Red Hot Sauce rating. So it's not a bad film. It's just one of those films that you watch, and the next day you're like, oh yeah, I almost forgot I saw that movie. It's just waste of potential, unfortunately. So, guys, that's my thoughts on The Frontrunner. It's short, to the point, because I just feel very conflicted about it. So, what did you guys think of The Frontrunner, though? Is it great? Is it meh? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and catch you guys.